Hello everyone, welcome to this video on how to configure the list box widget in a bold BI dashboard. Let's see an overview of this widget. The list box widget allows you to filter data based on selecting single or multiple items in a list. Users can focus on specific data in a large dataset using the list box widget. Let's start configuring the list box widget. Drag and drop the list box from the toolbox into the design panel. Under the Properties tab, I provide the widget name and its description. Under the Assign Data tab, you'll see the Data tab open with the available columns from the connected data source. To configure a list box, a minimum of one column is needed. I will bind a column to get the dimension values in the list box widget. List boxes are most often used as a filter widget to filter dashboard data. For that, we must enable the Act as Master Widget option. By enabling this option, you can control the interdependency of widgets in a dashboard with respect to dynamic user interactions. Here, you can select or deselect listener widgets that would respond to user interaction in the master widget. To know more about configuring master and listener widgets, please refer to the documentation link provided in this video description. Let's publish the dashboard to preview the changes. I select Property 3, and the listener widget showcases the widget data for Property 3. Next, let me show you some real-time examples of the list box widget. Here the top 3 oil and gas producing wells are the listener widgets for the operator name listbox. In the filter configuration window, I select top 3 oil and gas producing wells. So, when I select an operator name, the listener widgets are filtered to showcase the top 3 oil and gas producing wells data. Next, patient satisfaction and feedback by gender are the listener widgets for the day of week list box. In the filter configuration window, I select patient satisfaction and feedback by gender. So, when I select a day, the listener widgets are filtered to showcase patient satisfaction and feedback by gender. Next, in this real-time example, to filter sales by car type and sales by country for a specific continent, we have used this continent list box. In the filter configuration window, I select sales by car type and country widgets as listener widgets. So, when I select a continent, the sales by country and sales by car type are filtered to showcase data. Here in this list box real-time example, in the filter configuration window for the property master widget, I select revenue and cost overview and costs spent on managing the properties as listener widgets. So, when I select a property, the revenue and cost overview widget gets filtered to showcase on-time payments, arrears payments, and total costs by month. The cost spent on managing the property widget is also filtered. Next, here this real-time example helps you filter the top 5 movies and its details based on the tickets sold. For that, in the filter configuration window, I select the top 5 shows based on tickets sold and show and ticket details as listener widgets. So, when selecting movies, the listener widgets are filtered to showcase the top movies and their details. This real-time example helps you to find out the administrative spending per student and enrollment count of students by ethnicity for the selected course. For this, we have configured the administrative spending per student and enrollment count by ethnicity listener widgets with Course Master widget. Here, when I select a course, administrative spending per student and enrollment count by ethnicity for that course is showcased. Next, let's see how to configure relative dates to the list box widget. Drag and drop the list box widget into the designer area and provide the widget name and description. To configure the list box, I add a date column. Select the relative dates from the settings icon. Configure the relative date and click Add. Repeat this until the required set of relative dates is added. I have added the last 7 days, 15 days, 30 days, and the required relative dates to filter the dashboard. You can see the added relative dates in the list box as follows, and you can filter the dashboard based on the selection. Let's preview the dashboard to see the changes. Here I have selected last 30 days relative date filter, and the dashboard is filtered based on this selection. Likewise, you can create more relative dates based on your need. Also, by utilizing the relative date options in the list box widget, you can apply time-based filters to any date column in your dashboard. Similarly, you can also configure custom relative dates in the list box widget. Configure the custom relative date and click Add. The custom relative date added in the list box can be used to filter the dashboard data based on the date range configured. Next, let me apply properties to the widget under the Properties tab. Under Basic Settings, by default, the Enable Multi-Select option will be enabled. It can be turned off if needed. These are the default properties applied when configuring the widget. We have successfully shown different ways of configuring the list box widget. Finally, let me conclude by explaining the difference between a combo box and a list box. A combo box is appropriate when there is a list of suggested choices, and a list box is appropriate when you want to limit input to what is on the list. Please leave a comment with any questions you may have or if there are any additional features you would like to see in Bold BI. Thanks for watching.